The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
Yeah, here we go. South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. Hey, y'all, come on in. Let's talk about the things that matter. Let's talk about our freedom.
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular. Painted white flags blue. Love forgive me, I've been running blind in truth. I'm a rain on this bitter love. Tell the tweet I'm new. I'm telling these tears going.
Facebook, let's go. YouTube, let's go. Join me tonight. Let's talk about the things that matter with Dr. George Jackson and TaNika Bennett. We are telling the truth. And the truth will set you free.
Break chains up myself. Won't let my freedom run. I'ma keep on running because the winner don't quit on themselves.
All right, it's that time. Let's talk about the things that matter with the Dr. Joy Jackson and TaNika Bennett right here on the South Florida Live Podcast. Hey, I hope everyone experienced peace and blessings on today. Everyone is doing well. Everyone that went to work and made it home safely, you are a survivor. So this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So God, thank you so much for joining me on tonight. Thank you for those that are coming on. Come on in. When you come on, please share. Please hit the share button for me, please. Let's share this broadcast and this episode on tonight. It's been a while. But we got some stuff. I know the ladies got some stuff to talk about. I see the doc is in the house. The doctor is in the house. The doctor, prophets, it's Bishop Evangelist is in the house. Yes, she is. Yes. Hey, Coach Morris. Hey, God bless you, man. Peace and blessing to you, my brother. Hope all is well. Hey, she's here. Yes, she is. There's the doctor.
You know what?
Hey, Doc.
Good evening.
Doc, listen.
Good
Hold on,
evening,
Doc. Hold on,
Yeah.
Doc. Hey, y'all. Y'all see Doc?
What?
Doc rocking those glasses. Boy, is she rocking them or what? Oh, my God. Doc,
What?
I like those, Doc. You rocking. You look, boy.
You
Can I
know
get
what?
her, though?
You know what? Get on, move on. Let's talk about the things that matter.
Hey, let's talk. Hey, listen. I want to start. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I asked her when she coming. She gonna join us. I don't know if you talked to her. She never texted me back to say yeah or nay. But there's something that I want to talk about. There's something that I want to throw out there tonight that it started a little brewing among the brothers. And I'm gonna just play it. I'm gonna start off playing it. I'm gonna start off with it.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. When you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. Was able to work harder and do more and overcome. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And so now you're thinking about sitting down or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. We have not.
All right, there we are. Now, my question to the ladies is, do y'all think his scolding was a little too over the top when he spoke? Not just that one, but when he did his when he opened up that rally the other week. Did you think he was like that was a little too over the top?
Why are
Or
people saying that? Why? I don't understand.
I'm asking a question.
I couldn't understand a lot of what was being said, but I did hear, you talking about President Obama and
Yes.
his statements when at the rally. I don't understand why people felt that he was over the top. I felt like people needed to be shaken. They needed to come alive and wake up. At least what he said, people are having a conversation about it, whether it's negative or positive. But I don't see, and I guess, males will see it a different way because, males have egos. And when their egos are tampered with, y'all get kind of crazy about that ego stuff. Women have emotions, men have egos. So you tamper with a male ego, it becomes a problem. But for him to try to shake the male vote up and try to get to why would you even think about not voting? Why would you even think about not voting for President Vice VP Harris because she's a woman? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I don't think it was over the top. That's me. I think that things should have been said a long time ago because there were too many black males that were gravitating to Trump, and I'm still trying to figure out why.
Yeah,
I still don't get that part.
I don't. I mean, it's a male thing, and like I said before, sometimes some of them are still showing their male chauvinist card. They just real big, But then now, but my question is, I mean, the brothers felt like, why was he like calling them out? I mean,
But the brothers needed to be called out. Why
but
not?
but brothers don't like no brother like to be scolded and
That's
scold
the thing.
out.
That's your ego.
And scold out in the open like he did.
That's ego.
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
Right. I
What I'm
understand.
hearing.
I understand.
A lot of brothers they didn't like to be scolded, like he scold them out. Like, you know how your parent, where you mess up, you get it right there, you in the grocery store acting a donkey, and they cut you right there in front or right at the schoolhouse.
Correct.
They get you right at the schoolhouse.
Correct.
Some of the brothers are saying that's how they were feeling that like he was like scolding them. He was like, and to me, he was just speaking to them. And he wasn't speaking,
comments
he
that
wasn't
way.
speaking to
The only people that felt that way were guilty people.
and that's what I was getting ready to say. That's what I was getting ready to say.
The only people that felt that way are people that were gravitating that way.
But that's what I was getting ready. That's what I was getting ready to say. He was not speaking to me. He wasn't speaking to me.
No.
He was speaking to those who was feeling that way and was at that point
Right.
and was at that position.
They in
So,
that vein.
so
Yeah.
I didn't take it like he was scolding me, but I'm like this: if you took it personal or you took offense to it, that means he was talking to you.
Right. And it's, with I males, you all are, like they say the same thing about females. We are different species. You all are different species. And as you said, men don't like to be treated or exposed to that point of
No,
people actually
right.
seeing right where they are.
And
And
and and the thing that they were saying is he wasn't checking the Latinos or those brothers that wasn't, the other brown brothers. He didn't check them, but he was like just directing, like he just went right at the
he
brother.
should have. He should have. He should have.
Yeah,
And the thing
I think that's what they were kind of feeling like, dog, bruh, you going right at us. How about the Latinos that's not feeling it and don't want to vote for one? How about them? Because their percentage is kind of low too, that they not voting.
is
And
Obama
they
a
don't,
Latino? Is he a
huh?
Latino? Is he a Latino?
But hey, but you posted pointed at they're saying that directed to all the men, not just the black
Can
men.
I can I can
All
I
men.
jump in here for a second? How y'all doing? Good evening. Listen,
Well, welcome.
yeah, it's been rough and it's still rough, but I'm here. Um, listen, the man he said what he said. He stood 10 toes down and he stood on business, as T.I. little son said. I don't understand why everybody's all upset or certain people are upset,
Me
unless
either.
unless, as my grandmother say, they're hit dogs. My grandmother used to say, "Hit dog or holler," right? Well, they hollering, so they must be the hit dogs he was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
And
That's what I said.
Yeah.
what nobody has really talked about publicly as he did, and he didn't touch on it in the way I would have liked him to have done. But what I've heard and seen since she declared her candidacy will actually black men be rating her. And every black man that I came across, which was far and few, but the few that I did that tried to berate her to me, I told them to shut up. You got a black mama. I'm going to sleep very comfortably on November the 6th because on November 5th, we're electing a black woman to the highest office. If your mama wasn't about nothing, then I hope you had a grandmother's about something. If she wasn't about nothing either, I hope your auntie or your cousin or somebody was something. But for me and the black women that I've had in my life who were and are um inspirational for me, it's nothing greater to have a black woman in charge. I know things are gonna be done in decency and in order. There won't be any foolishness happening on her watch, and if it does, she know how to shut it down. Those are three of many ingredients or of the recipe of a black woman. I'm gonna sleep well. I slept well the day after we elected Barack Obama. I'm gonna sleep even better the day after we elect Kamala Harris. And anybody else that got something to say? Well, you know what? Opinions are like rectums.
Wait,
Now,
Everybody.
wait. I don't know if
but
I'll be sleeping well because I'll be have to be banging my pots and pans because my area is all Hispanic. So I have to be outside banging my pots and pans loud in celebration,
now,
blowing my horn up and down the street. If I just drive up and down the street blowing my horn, I will
now,
be doing something.
now,
Yes.
I'm gonna present this question to you, ladies. Now, but are we? I don't say we, but I'm gonna say we. Are we as Black American? I know we want to see that black woman, but are we getting caught up in because she's black? Hold on, because she's black, and sisters because she's a woman. Until we're missing out on some of the things that she's been saying.
No,
May I?
because wait. This
Go
is
ahead.
not about black and white, Republican and Democrat. It's not about male and female. It's about what we have to save and what we will be losing.
Yeah.
This is about the choices of having someone that wants to kill democracy tear down the Constitution, destroy women's rights, forget about the poor, forget about the homeless, forget about funding education, opposed to someone that's willing to give $50,000 for first home buyers, to give X amount of money to opening up small businesses, the ability to create jobs. So people want to look at it as male, female, black, white, green, purple. But I'm looking at someone that is willing to go out on the line to save the Constitution, to save democracy, to save for us not to go into World War III. I'm looking for someone like that. I know, okay, she happened to be a woman that's black, but what we have on the other side, come on, there's no comparison. This man, only thing he talk about is how bad America is. She's talking about building America up. He's talking about what these autocrats are doing and how great they are. When is the last time has he mentioned anything good about the United States? When have you heard him say anything good about the United States? Or only thing he's talking about the illegal immigrants that's coming in here, that's taking your jobs, that's killing the people, and folk eating your cats and dogs.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that, and that's what gets me. I'm gonna give you a minute, T. I'm gonna give you a minute, but that's the thing that's totally been getting me is that when you talk to people and they talk, oh well, listen to what she's saying. She's not making sense. Some of this, and I tell them, I say, so tell me what is he saying? Please help me and break it down for me exactly what is his policies. What is his direction other than chaos? Please share with me. Well, he's going to be good for the economy. Whose economy? And I have to remind them, and I'm glad President Obama brought that out to their attention. He inherited a good economy.
Yes, he did.
Didn't he say it?
And messed it up.
Okay, can I jump in here now?
Hold on. He inherited a good economy and messed that up. Go ahead, T. After T, I'm gonna play some clips that she was on Charlamagne the God the other day.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. But listen, this is what I want to say. You asked, are we voting? Am I voting for her just because she's black? No, I'm voting for her because the policies that she's presenting and her track record and what would be in my best interest for me and mine are why I'm voting for her. And she happens to be black and she happens to be a woman. And I don't apologize for supporting a black candidate. I done supported 11,000 white and Hispanic all these years, and that's not because there weren't any black qualified candidates. They weren't.
All right, T.
They weren't put in the position that she's in the unique position that she's in at this time in history.
T.
Not only that, there's a survey out that you all can go and look up. Under a Democratic president, the economy has always been better than under a Republican president. That's a fact. So when we talk about tax breaks, when we talk about other things that are fiscal, you have to keep in mind that under Trump, the tax breaks were not for the average person. As like yourself, a working class person, those tax breaks are for the rich, the wealthy, and the affluent.
See, I need you to address something. I need you to. I can address it, but I need y'all to address this. Please kill that.
She says he gave more money to black institutions than any president, and Trump disgusts me. I don't have the data right off the top of my head about
he
that.
Didn't. He
I don't have the data on my head about that. But what I'm gonna tell you is that
Trump didn't give. He did not, sweetheart. He did not give more money to black institutions. He did not. That's a lie, and that's a lie from the pits of hell. Actually, Biden and Harris have given more money to the black institution.
Let me talk about that. I have a praise report. My student loans have been forgiven.
You know what?
I got an email last week
Run that Jehovah Jireh check.
So
'Cause that's
now,
where I'm at.
so now you can go get that money. You don't need that web. You don't need them checks no more.
Hold up. My taxes as a 22-year educator and a person that's been employed since the age of 17, I still want my food stamps, because another conversation we need to have before this podcast is over is how Miami-Dade County Public Schools stole 179 million of the taxpayers' money to pay their bills. To pay their bills, to charge the schools, and then I don't know, Dr. George, you know what happened at the school board meeting tonight?
All right, but
Right. So I got a lot on my chest. So I still need my
we're gonna
food
jump on
stamps.
that. We'll jump
But
on
we
that
gonna
on
say
the tail
hallelujah for
end.
my loans getting forgiven. So if we want to talk about black institutions, I went to a black institution that was very expensive.
Yeah.
And the Biden administration forgave my loans.
Right.
So
Okay.
I am okay
We
with that.
Hey, Miss Camilla, no, he did not do that. It actually was the Democrat Congress that did. You're right, Miss Brown, and that pushed that. They signed that. They pushed that. He just so happened was the president at the time,
Right.
and he had no choice in the matter. So y'all stop listening to the talking points and let's get the right. The reason is our democracy.
That's it.
Our democracy. If we don't vote for her, at least come on, y'all. Please don't get deep on us now. Don't get deep on us now, because she's not saying anything different than Obama was saying. Basically, okay. What he shared with us, what he said he was going to do, she's almost saying, she's basically almost using his same blueprint.
Right. That's true.
So don't get caught up because she's a woman, because if it was Obama saying the stuff that he was saying now, we didn't know. Come on. We really didn't know who he was.
Showed up out of nowhere.
He was not that well known.
He was not.
At the time. Matter of fact, she has more stars in her cap than he did as a president.
He became known at that when he spoke at the Democratic convention, when he said there was no white America.
Know how she just popped out. She's never just popped out. She's always been there.
Right. And
she helped Obama when he was running.
Right, correct. Yeah.
Yes,
so she's always been there, but we just was not. A lot of people just was not aware of her, because once, here we go again, she was a black woman.
But if they watched that impeachment, the impeachment hearing on Trump, she was one of the people that was
yeah, Miss Brown. He was known in Chicago, but that was Chicago. He wasn't known to all of us. We really didn't know him. We knew of him, but we didn't know him. And I just feel it's the same thing with Vice President Harris. We know of her. We know her, and I think we know more about her for what she did in California than we did with Obama.
Yes. Same thing. He was a senator.
And this is the thing, y'all. If she was not qualified to do this, she would never have been vice president. And I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Joe had to find him a black token to put in there for he can get the votes. That's not true. I can't believe that. If it is,
that's not true.
Is.
I don't think that's true. It was smart of him to pick her. It was smart of him to pick her because of how things unfolded and where we are right now in history. And it's funny, it was predicted that something similar would happen like this to get a woman in office. Matter of fact, and I remember the politician's name, but I looked at the clip yesterday. Politicians said that in order for a woman to be president, the man would have to choose the vice president, and then the man would die in office, and then the woman would become president. Well, thank God Joe Biden didn't die, but he did step down. And now you have on the top of the ticket a woman, a woman of color.
And I'm gonna say this to you, Camilla. Don't just go by what we're saying. We're not trying to sell you. We talk facts here. We don't talk talking points. We talk facts. And if you just go and fact check a lot of stuff, you'll find out for yourself. We had another young lady. I remember y'all. I don't know if y'all remember some time back when she said she with Obama because of the economy, all that. And then we had to show her the facts about the economy, that the economy was better with Joe Biden in his 3 years than it was with Trump in his 4 years.
Right.
So
right.
You can't, Camilla, just go by talking points. You got to check facts. Go check the facts. Go check her facts. Don't go by what somebody's telling you.
Let's also talk about this, because we're not talking about it, and it needs to be talked about because it's affecting what we're dealing with economically here in this country today. August 15th, 1971, Richard Nixon took the gold backing from behind the U.S. currency. We are now operating in what's called a fiat system, fiat, F-I-A-T. It's a fiat monetary system where your currency has no backing. So let me put it to you in layman's terms. Let's say it's me, you, and Dr. Joy, right? And each dollar that you have is worth gold. I hold the gold. You trust me, so the dollar or the paper currency is a promissory note. But let's say one day Dr. Joy say, you know what? I'm going to need my gold now because I want to go do whatever. And I give Dr. Joy the gold, but I've also given her your gold because really I don't have enough gold for her currency or yours. That's exactly why Nixon took the gold from behind the U.S. dollar, because the country was printing more money than they had gold to back it up. So now, fast forward to where we are today. The reason why China is a threat, yes, nuclear, this and that, but the real threat is that if some of these foreign countries start asking for their gold because they got all this U.S. currency that's not worth anything, we screwed. Now, inflation was through the roof back then when Nixon did this. Inflation is through the roof now because of the pandemic and because of other circumstances. But let's be very clear, and I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. If you do your research, if you do your homework, under Republican presidents, the economies have never been good. Look at Ronald Reagan and Reaganomics. Now, mind you, that was a 12-year Republican run because you had Reagan 4 years and George Herbert Walker Bush another 4. Then you had Clinton for 8, and Clinton left us in the black.
Right.
Okay. Then you had Lil Bush, George W. come along,
trying to
avenge his little ugly daddy.
Yep.
And put us back in the red. Then you have Barack Hussein Obama, who came along, gave us 8 years, and we were back to the black, or close enough to it. Then you have Trump come along at the worst time in history he could have come along and put us back in the negative. And then you have poor Joe Biden and poor Kamala Harris, who had the responsibility of cleaning up Trump's mess. Had the responsibility of cleaning that up. And I think they've done great under the circumstances, because let's also be clear. The pandemic would not have been as bad as it was had Trump not thrown away the blueprint that Barack Obama left him to deal with such a crisis as the COVID virus was. Because I lost 5 family members in 30 days. So every time I talk about COVID, I get in my feelings about it, because I know that it was a created disease to wipe out the baby boomers. Why? Because the baby boomers was the richest group of senior citizens this country has ever had. The biggest and the richest. But what happened was that the plan went wrong because they didn't just wipe out, or they did not wipe out the baby boomers. They wiped out millions of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Millions of people, and not all of them was not the baby boomers.
And see, and the thing that is that what this guy is trying to bring, it's going to put us way back, take us back, because he's talking about he's going to tax the people and make them pay more. Yeah, you're going to make them pay more, but they're going to raise the prices on their product. That now it's going to be tougher for our people to even buy it. Now I got to play this.
I'm glad you said that. Because we have to tell people to watch Tim Wise' video. It's called "We Want Our Country Back." Mm-hmm. Tim Wise did a video back when Trump was running the first time, and he did a survey and interviews with white folks who was saying, "We want our country back. Make America Great Again, all that stuff. And when you ask them what point in history would they like us to return to, they said unequivocally the 1950s. Well, that's before Voter Rights Act. That's for any of the legislation that was passed in the 60s.
Women rights.
They want us,
civil
they want
rights.
to take us back to that time.
The CARE Act.
Where
The
black
CARE Act,
people were
right. Around the CARE
subservient.
Act passed under Trump.
So
and then you have to be careful with these Republicans because they want to get rid of everything that the New Deal brought about. The New Deal gave us Social Security.
But the problem with that is not only does white people want to agree with that, but you have black people that's for that as well. I've spoke about that, the black governor, I believe the lieutenant governor of North Carolina?
Yeah.
So,
Robinson.
the guy that wants, he said that he's a black Nazi.
Yeah, and
he wants
the porn star. Yeah, the porn guy.
He wants slavery to return. He wants to go back to the place where women could not vote. And if you are looking at craziness like that, and if you look at what Trump is saying, that he's going to go after everybody that went after him. If you are his enemy, that he's coming after you. And it doesn't matter. The people on January 6th, he's going to let them all out.
But that's what's killing me. So with this, what people like, I heard Obama said, it's an easy choice. And I understand we got people like Camilla that just like, she just like, oh, I ain't having no, she made a statement about, she sat across from him, Biden in briefing Delhi and she can't get past that. It's nothing that she could do. She's the vice president. I'm gonna play this for you, Camilla. I'm gonna play this for you. And hope you understand that a vice president.
About this constant criticism about the vice president not being able about the vice president being in office for these last he's already upset about it. The vice president being in office for all these years and not being able to make the change was the allegation from JD Vance. You said to me, I've been to high school civics class. Why did you say that?
Because if anybody took high school civics class, they'd know what the vice president can do and what the vice president can do. I want to make a quick point. Neither candidate on that stage talked about what executive action they're going to take on day one to do what they want, nor were they asked because they know that they can't. That's not how the vice presidency works. You don't get to do what you want. You do what the president delegates you to do.
Right.
Yeah. So her sitting across from him in the briefing is nothing that she could have said or done. She has to do what he tells him to do.
But that's the office of the vice president.
Let's stop making it seem like, because I keep going back to Junior Varsity the other night when he kept saying about Kamala's administration, Harris' administration. She ain't have no administration. She don't have administration. She'll have administration when she becomes president.
There's a lot of people failed civics and U.S. history in high school.
Administration.
But
there's a lot of people that went to sleep during civics and American history in high school.
In a public school system, you have a principal and an assistant principal. The assistant principal only is going to do what the principal tells them to do or have given them the authority to do. And they do not go over the head of the principal. If you want to become a principal and you are an assistant principal, you better know how to serve that principal's wishes and their vision of running a school. It's the same premise as the president and the vice president. The vice president can only go as far as what the president's vision is for the country. You don't go over that and establish your own vision. You are not the head. You are yet under the head. So people that are talking this crazy talk, you know they are either uneducated or they're just talking to hear themselves talk and they just don't want to vote. Because can I say this? This is, we still live in a male, quote unquote, dominant era. Males still feel that they are in charge and in control. And when you start trying to tamper with a male's whatever, it becomes iffy. A strong man should always want a strong woman. And if you have a strong, and only a strong man can handle a strong woman. So we talk about these men that can't understand about a female's leadership. I question their strength.
Now, this is a brother.
That's a good point, Dr. Joy.
TikTok.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this brother on TikTok was similar to what you talking about, Doc. And I'm gonna play this, and he's just like, okay, now y'all was saying this. Now come back and let's correct what y'all was saying before.
Okay, now, so after 8 years of spreading misinformation about Kamala Harris's record, she locked up thousands of black men for weed. And we found out it wasn't true. They said it was when she was an attorney general in California. Then we found out attorney generals don't even prosecute weed cases in California. Then they're like, no. It was when she was a district attorney in San Francisco. So we pulled the record and we found out over the 7 years she was a DA in San Francisco, only 45 people went to prison for weed and they weren't even all black. So it was a complete lie, but it mattered. When we thought it was true, it mattered, right? So if it mattered when we thought that she locked up black men for weed, it has to matter that just this morning, she released an economic plan for black men that includes legalizing weed and making pathways for black men to make money in the cannabis industry. That has to also matter. If you are intellectually consistent, if you actually care about the things that you say you care about, one of those things cannot matter without the other thing actually mattering. And then it was all, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he gave black men a stimulus check of $1,200, right? And then we found out that actually it was the Democrats in Congress that gave it to black men, and that, Donald Trump actually held it up and got in the way. But when you thought it was true, it mattered. Stay right there. When you thought it was true, it was enough to get your vote because Donald Trump was putting on for black men, right? Okay, so if that matters, it has to matter that Vice President Harris just released a plan for black entrepreneurs to get $20,000 in no-fault loans to start a business just this morning. That has to also matter. Be consistent, unless it was never really about helping black men in the first place. If so, then just say that. Why are you wasting our time? Just say that.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Can I say something? Listen, that was excellent. Let me tell you something.
That's it.
Let me tell you something. Trump gave out checks, right? And then turned around and arrested people for the PPP loans. Let's talk about the
but like he said, nobody talking about it.
Hold on, let's talk about this. Okay. They want to talk about Kamala Harris's record for locking up folks, right? But our community, the black community, is bipolar when it comes to this stuff. So we'll say we're tired of the violence, we're tired of the drug distribution, we're tired of this and that. And then we get somebody to come along and resolve our problem, and then we on TV and anywhere else talking about free Pookie Nutnuck and the rest of them. Pookie Nutnuck and the rest of them are the reason why the people in the community were terrorized. We have to get it together about what we want. That's our issue. We don't bring no money to the table when we talk to people about what we want. When I talk about people, I'm talking about the government and those who can make changes. Yeah. Every other ethnic group show up with the bag and say, I'm using this as an example. They show up with the bag and say, this is what we want. And you know what? They get it because they show up with money. We are the biggest spenders among all the ethnicities. But yet every time we come to the table, we come like this. Hand just as ashy and dry, nothing in it. We ain't got nothing but a bunch of problems and complaining and carrying on. We got to stop that. We got to be accountable for our own mess. And we have to realize when we're getting help. And I'm glad that they fact-checked and figured out that it wasn't thousands and thousands of people being arrested for weed. Because that wasn't true. Now, and I'm glad about this, and I wish Florida would be the leader on this, but we're not. We're going to vote for legalizing marijuana, recreational marijuana, next month, right? The issue is that there's no verbiage in that law that says that some of that money is going to come to schools because, the lotto money, I don't know where the lotto money go, but it's not coming to schools.
You getting it. You getting it, then.
Yeah. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not getting enough of it. If it's 100%, we're getting about 5 or 7%. But let me finish.
It's building schools and repairing schools and stuff like that.
But let me finish. Let me finish, though.
Go ahead.
3 things need to happen. 1, Black people cannot be on the outs of the dispensaries. Because as of right now, there are very few, if any, black dispensary owners. Number two, those who had records of those still sitting behind bars for weed charges, that stuff need to be taken off their record and they need to be set free. And then number three, we need to make sure that a part of that revenue go to our traditional public schools. That's what needs to happen. Will it happen in Florida? Probably not. But hopefully we get a president that makes some fair laws that says, yes, you have to allow those who qualify and make sure the measuring stick for qualification is something obtainable. That those who qualify can own and run dispensaries. Let me tell you something. Why would I go get Charlie and Bob to run a weed business when I know Pookie Nutluck and them know how to do it? They know how to distribute, they know how to market, and they know how to count. Hello? That's business 101.
TV, what's happening is huge corporations are the people that's going to be handling or getting that weed. It's going to be them. If you looked at some of the advertisements on that, and anybody not going to be able to do that. You're not going to have the average businessman on the street that know how to run a weed company. First of all, they don't have the money.
But that's the problem. Why aren't we releasing them from prison? Okay, because here's the thing. You have a lot of people who come out of the penal system that can't get employment and struggle and possibly go out and commit crimes to survive because nobody will hire them. A part of recidivism should be that we take those who we know the business and allow them to do it legitimately and legally and make money.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but TV,
I don't want Bob and
you
Terry.
need money to open up a company. The average person coming out of jail not gonna have the money to open up a lucrative business.
What did I say 8 minutes ago?
$multi-billion business.
What did I say 8 minutes ago? 8 minutes ago, I said that black people are the biggest consumers, right? So that means there's money somewhere. That means we need to start reallocating where and how we spend our money to get this thing going. We have to stop with this mindset of waiting on a handout. When we got it, collectively we got it. We don't
TB, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
but
totally
you're talking
agree.
about generational
That
mindset. This
part.
is generational.
That part.
So you just can't say, okay, I'm going to change the mindset of an individual when this is the way that mama was thinking. This is the way grandmama was thinking. You're going to have to start at a level of educating as 2- and 3-year-olds to bring them up. The same thing that what happened with our public school system. They just didn't start doing that overnight. That was a 20-25-year plan to take over public schools. And that plan is still being implemented. They haven't gotten to the level of where they want it to be because they want to wipe out public schools. But the plan started way back then. So what you are saying, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but what I am saying is that the mindset of who we want to maybe to do these things, their mindset have been ingrained to something else. You know, how many of the people, parents that was looking for a handout? So a handout is all they know, but they're going to have to start with somebody that's going to break that and say, no, I'm going to get this.
You got to start.
It has to start there.
Yeah, you got to start.
Okay, I got a question for you then. For you then, real fast. I know we're coming near time.
No,
earlier it was said that part of the Harris agenda was to give money to start businesses, right? Yes. Now imagine if it's $20,000 a person. Me, you, and Elder Brown here. Why can't the three of us put that money together? That's 60 G's. With 60 G's, we should be able to open a dispensary.
I don't know how much money it will take to open one, but I don't know if 60,000 is going to be enough. Because I don't know.
You know what? It can be, but it all depends on
very small.
Yeah, it's small, but you're gonna have to start small, but it all depends on who your partner is and how y'all come together on it, because it can be done. It can happen, it can be done, but you start off small. That's the thing. You're gonna start off small, but you're gonna gradually get bigger, because
Right.
it's gonna be everybody's gonna do it. You got police officers are pushing this.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
they're feeling like that's the way to get it off illegally, to get the illegal
Yes.
stuff off the street,
Yes.
to make it illegal and make
You
it
know
medical,
what?
whatever like that.
I'm
So
surprised it took
yeah,
this long to get it, because they just needed to find a way to tax it.
right,
They
man.
need to find a way to put it on
Right,
the agenda that the people will vote for. Same thing with prohibition with alcohol. Alcohol with those backyard farms, they were making some good alcohol. And this is why they had the DNA to bust that stuff up, because
the speakeasies were lit. Yes.
Yes, they had to find a way to tax it. So once they made alcohol legal, then all the backyard dispensaries had to come to an end, because now you could just walk into a liquor store and buy liquor. The same thing with marijuana.
yeah,
Now that they're going to make it legal,
right.
all these people, they're going to put a whole lot of people out of business.
Let me
I need them to lower
hold
the
on,
price of
ladies.
the alcohol
Let me
license.
play something.
The
Let
liquor
me play.
license price need to come down. It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
You know what? Let me play something right quick. Let me play something. She talks about it on Charlamagne the God's show today. Yesterday rather. Uh-oh.
For simple possession of weed.
Not just you versus Trump, it's you versus misinformation.
Yes, that's true.
Right. And one of the biggest pieces of misinformation, one of the biggest allegations against you is that you targeted and locked up thousands of black men in San Francisco for weed. Some say you did it to boost your career. Some say you did it out of pure hate for black men. Please tell us the facts. What's the facts of that situation?
It's just simply not true. And what public defenders who are around those days will tell you, I was the most progressive prosecutor in California on marijuana cases and would not send people to jail for simple possession of weed. And as vice president, have been a champion for bringing marijuana down on the schedule. So instead of it being ranked up there with heroin, we bring it down. And my pledge is, as president, I will work on decriminalizing it, because I know exactly how those laws have been used to disproportionately impact certain populations, and specifically black men.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the talkback feature and take some questions from the audience, I do want to talk to you about the legalization of weed, because you're saying you want to legalize it now. What steps did the Biden administration take to get closer to that reality?
So we had to work with the DEA, and there's a certain level of bureaucracy that exists in the federal government that slows things down. But essentially, to bring down how weed is classified, how marijuana is classified, to make it classified as a lesser.
Not just you versus.
Hold on.
It is meant to convince people that they somehow should not believe that the work that I have done has occurred and has meaning. My work from the beginning of my career through today has been about, for example, we've talked about it, whether it be on HBCUs, whether it be on healthcare, black maternal mortality. I am singularly, many would say, one of the highest level leaders in our country to bring the issue of black maternal mortality to the stage of the White House to address it. The work that I've done that has been about focusing on my knowledge and my experience and my life experience of knowing the entrepreneurship that we have in the community, the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams, and then tapping into that, so that not only has my work been about ensuring that we have some of the lowest black unemployment ever in our country, but that also knowing that that should be a baseline, that everybody has a job. Mm-hmm. And what we should be invested in is also building wealth in the community and intergenerational wealth. And I have many, many examples of that. But again, part of the challenge that I face is that they are trying to scare people away because they know they otherwise have nothing to run on. Ask Donald Trump what his plan is for Black America. Ask him. I'll tell you what it is. Look at Project 2025. Project 2025 tells you the plan includes making police departments have stop and frisk policies. The plan includes making it more difficult for workers to receive overtime pay. The plan includes ending the ability of Medicare to negotiate drug prices. You know what we have done? He said he would. We did, which means that that's how we brought down the cost of prescription medication. His plan includes making it more difficult for working people to get by and to destroy our democracy. You know what he says he'll do? Terminate the Constitution of the United States.
That's right.
Let me remind folks, you know what's in the Constitution of the United States? The Fourth Amendment, which protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. And he's going to terminate the Constitution of the United States, which in most of those amendments, one thing or another was about a movement spurred by Black people to ensure that we would be equally protected under the law. Come on. You said.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Yeah, that's the mic drop.
And then when you hear stuff like that, when you hear things like that,
what else do people need to hear? What else do they need to know?
Right. When you hear stuff like that, and what else you need? What more does she need to say to convince you? What more she need to say to make you understand? She is least talking policy. She's least talking plan. The other dude is not talking anything. So if you're not gonna vote for it, trust me, you just voted for Trump.
That's right.
He's not talking because he has an 900 page manual about the destruction that he plans to bring forth to this country. Yep. And a person like myself who goes to my black job every day. I go to my black job every day. I can't align myself with Project 2025 because Project 2025, among other things that she mentioned, the goal is to eliminate the Department of Education. You eliminate the Department of Education, you're tampering with my livelihood. I can't rock with it. I don't see how anybody else can either.
This is her on Fox. I think she did. But she did a thing on Fox. I just got one clip of it.
Who interviewed her on Fox?
What that
Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And like every new president that comes into office, I will bring my life experiences, my professional experiences, and fresh and new ideas. I represent a new generation of leadership.
Oh, sorry. What did I just do?
I, for example, am someone who has not spent the majority of my career in Washington, D.C. I invite ideas, whether it be from the Republicans who are supporting me, who were just on stage with me minutes ago, and the business sector, and others who can contribute to the decisions that I make about, for example, my plan for increasing the supply of housing in America and bringing down the cost of housing, addressing the issue of small businesses, which is about working with the private sector to bring more capital and access to capital to our small business leaders, including my plan for
and that was all. That was the only clip I got from that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But I want to play this one for you, Doc, because this was addressed. He was on Charlemagne the God's show, and we went to church on this one.
You've been criticized by him and others for your lack of engagement to the Black church.
So first of all, that allegation, of course, is coming from the Trump team because they are full of mis and disinformation because they are trying to disconnect me from the people I have worked with and that I am from so that they can try and have some advantage in this election because otherwise they have nothing to run on. I grew up in the Black church. Yep. I grew up attending 23rd Avenue Church of God in Oakland, California.
That's church.
Yes, that is church. My pastor is Amos C. Brown of Third Baptist Church in San Francisco, California.
Yes.
I have throughout my career and as vice president and recently been actively engaged in the church and church leaders, not only so we can share in fellowship, but so we can share in what we can do together that is about supporting the community, the strength of the community, the cohesion of the community. And it is my long-standing work and therefore my pledge going forward. I will always work closely with the church.
You've been criticized by him.
All right. What you got to say, Doc?
You know, they can't, there is nothing that they can say that she doesn't have a life experience in. And they try to dig up whatever, but they're pulling at air. They have nothing. I was talking in my Bible study last night and looking just at the Bible. And I said, you mean to tell me out of 66 books in the Bible, how many books are named with the woman? Out of 66, how many? 2. Esther and Ruth. So you mean to tell me that in the Bible, Mary shouldn't have a chapter named after her? Deborah, when Barak said, I'm not going unless you go with me. Even Eve and what she did. You mean to tell me Eve can't have a book in the Bible?
Those books are located in a book called The Missing Books of the Bible. And there are 2 volumes of it. I think I have both volumes in my room.
Right. I'm talking about when these men went to canonize the Bible, and what they did, they selected the books they wanted. I'm making reference to the King James Version of the Bible, not the lost books, because many people don't read the lost books, or the Catholic Bible. The Catholic Bible has more books than the King James Version. In the King James Version of the Bible, they listed 2 women to name a chapter in. This is just, and the reason why I'm saying this is because we live in a male dominant minded society. So now you are talking about a woman that's going to invade the little boys club. That now the little boys club cannot be all male anymore, because now a female is about to break up that little boys club to become the top leader of the most powerful nation in the world. So you're going to have men that's coming against what's going on. You're going to have people that's saying crazy stuff. So when they talk about her faith, come on, you can talk about a whole lot of stuff, but you're going to talk about my faith? How do you know how I love God? How do you know what my trust in God is? You don't know that. You don't know the inside track that God and I have. So what they are doing, they are beating air. They have nothing. They're trying to get a talking point. They want the white nationalistic, evangelistic, Christian, whatever they call themselves, to come against her when they need to be looking internally at the God that they say they serve, but it can't be the true and living God that we serve. So that's my
They
take.
searching. They have nothing. It's just like when Barack was running. What did they have?
What?
Nothing.
I want to know what version of the Bible that Trump sells, because he sells Bibles for $49.99.
And you know,
they have the audacity to question her faith, but I've been questioning Trump because I don't understand how the white Christian nationalists stand behind him, and nothing that he does is of God.
Because she just said it. It's the boys club. It's the good old boys club. She just said it. So and the Bible was made in China.
But y'all don't know what version of the Bible he said. Wait, y'all don't know what version of the Bible he's selling. Is he saying the NIV version or the King James?
No, he got his own
King
version.
James was homosexual, so I know that King James version. King James was homosexual, so I know he's not selling the homosexual
Bible.
So he's selling Trump Bible. It's his Bible, and his Bible was made in China. So there we are. There we go.
He talked about
But he
China.
talked about China. He talked about taxes and all that. But your Bible was made in China.
And
Listen.
He had the president of China at Mar-a-Lago when he was president.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
So here we go. I'm just at this point. I'm blocking the noise. I'm blocking the noise. I'm staying focused on what we need to do. I'm not getting caught up in the 1% of the brothers. I'm done trying to reach that 1%. It is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But when I hear sisters, like I'm not picking or jumping at you, Camilla, but when I hear sisters have that kind of statement that they're having, they don't know enough. I need to know more about her and this and that, and she should have did this. Why she would know? It's some stuff that she could not do. But once again, we did not hold our brother to those standards. We did not hold our brother to that standard. We were just happy us gonna have us a black president, and we don't care what he say, what he do. And I'm saying the same thing now that I said then. Are we getting caught up because he's black and he was a brother, and that's stopping us, that's keeping us from actually listening to what he's saying? My thing is I'm going to listen to what they have to say, Republican or Democrat. And if he's a Democrat and he ain't talking anything that's holding to us all to make us all better, he's not getting my vote.
Hey,
I can't vote for him. I don't care if he's black. I don't care who he is. I don't care if she's black, but she got me because at least she has policies. And we know how it goes in the government at Washington. And that's why we have to vote locally to get our representative and our senators and our congressmen. And we got to, have the House all Democrat and the Congress all Democrat. And we got to make sure that's that, because now, even if she get in there, she's saying these things, but she's going to have to fight for it.
And we have to hold them accountable for what they're saying they're going to do.
Exactly. And that's my thing. I want you to know, Camilla, and trust me, if she gets in there, it's our duty. It's our job to make sure she does what she said she was going to do.
That's right.
Not just settle that she's a black woman and our first black woman, and we got one in. Oh, we done had a black man and a black woman. Woo! No. Now, let's put your big panties on, and you're going to do what you said you were going to do to get my vote.
They have to be held accountable for every word that they're saying. Don't say all these sweet words to get a vote and then nobody hear from you anymore. What President Obama did and what he fought for was affordable health care. And what the Republicans stated that they did not want the government to be a part of their private health care. But look at what they're doing with women's rights. The government has infiltrated my health care. As a woman, I should not have to die trying to get health care. So they are very hypocritical. They came against the Affordable Care Act because they said that the government was going to be a part and infiltrate their private health care. What are they doing with this thing with women's bodies? The government have infiltrated and want to dictate what a woman can do with her body. Very hypocritical. So this is where we are.
Yeah. So this is where we at. Thank you for those that are viewing. This has been South Florida Live Podcast, y'all. We are,
overtime.
we're good. It ain't never no overtime. I told y'all we're gonna push this until November 5th, man. Because we gotta change some minds, and we gotta give some folks some facts and understand where we are and why we are and why your vote is so important, because it's just not about her. It's about our democracy. It's about saving not just our rights, but our lives. and not just our lives, but your son's lives, your daughter's lives, your
Generations.
grandkids' lives, you got to talk about it, because if this guy gets in office, he's already said he's going to give all police immunity. That
And
means
they can do whatever
they
he
can do
want to
whatever
take us
they want.
back.
They can beat your son across the head and knock him out and kill him and shoot him. And when they go to court, he's going to walk out a free man. Nothing's going to happen to him.
It's not going to be a lynching. They're not going to string him up by a rope. They're just going to shoot you and they won't hang you by a rope, but they're going to put their knee on your throat.
Listen, all we have to do is make sure that the right person get in office on November the 5th. And if for some reason, God forbid, that doesn't happen, then every black person need to join the NRA and strap up. Period.
Strap up.
It sounds funny, but I'm dead serious. How many people are part of NRA? A lot of things have changed. A whole bunch of black people just flooded them and became members of NRA.
Early voting is
the issue is that it's them versus us.
Yeah, and we got
to start fighting. Yeah. We have to start paying attention to how our enemies operate, so that we can properly prepare ourselves to not always be on the defense, but be on the offense for once. So if things don't go our way on November 5th, November 6th, apply for the NRA.
Ms. Camilla, I hope you being behind the millionaires when things go south, if this man get into office, I hope they help you. I really do. I hope they help you because they won't be building no communities.
What communities?
They won't be building. They will be building no communities in the black community. Not at all.
What community?
No, someone made a statement. I have more confidence in getting behind these millionaires that building communities. What community? Where?
Gentrification is real. We gotta go. Happening right here in Miami-Dade County. Down south is happening. Gentrification is real.
Yeah.
I don't know
okay. No. She's talking about T.I. Okay, all right, I'll give you that. I mean, T.I. just did, not them. Okay, got you. She's talking T.I. She's talking T.I. He did do something up in Atlanta. I'm with you. I got you. Okay, but we need more of them.
I support that. I support what T.I. did in Atlanta.
We need more of them. We need more of them, though. We need more of them.
But what they're doing in South Florida,
it was for Atlanta.
Florida, they are building, high rises and condominiums and all this stuff, but they're moving black people out, and they can't afford to come back, because once you move out of where you are, somebody that can afford it is going to take what you had. You're not going to be able to afford. If I move out of my house right now, I would not be able to afford to buy it back.
But that's why I tell people all the time, don't be so quick to sell for the money. It ain't, trust me. If they coming to you and they want your property, they want your house, that means it's worth something. Yep. And it's probably worth way more than what they trying to give you. Yep. So don't give it up, please. Yep. Y'all keep stuff. All right, y'all. It's been real, ladies. Thank you again. I've been missing y'all. We've been missing TB. We've been missing TB. We've been missing.
I'm sorry, I've been over here. On time, listen, I got a daughter that's a senior. Today I had to go homecoming shopping. NAACP, we're getting ready to have our elections next month. I'm working day in and day out for the members of the United Teachers Today, because we're under attack on every. If there are 4 angles, if there are 4 sides, we're being attacked on all 4 sides. So I'm really stretched like a rubber band, but I love this podcast. I love the people that are on this podcast, to the hosts and to those of us who are panelists and our viewers. I love all y'all. I'm trying to get back to my regular scheduled programming by being here more regularly. I missed y'all, and we gonna be here until the wheels fall off and all the tires are good. Say amen.
Amen.
If anybody live in District 7, anybody listening, District 7, please vote for Max for school board, District 7. Please, District 7.
Yes, that's correct.
That's the Grove. Parts of the Falls.
I live in the Falls. That's me.
By the zoo, District 7. Please, she's the only Democrat that's on the ballot. I've been phone banking every Saturday at UTD building. Our lives have been just.
Yeah, I got to get there too. That's another stop I got to make on the train.
District 7. I'm there every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, 9:45. We there phone banking. They're going to be I sent you a flyer, Elder. They're going to be a bring the seniors to the poll on Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yes.
Next Tuesday?
The 22nd. Bring a senior
Dr.
to
Joy,
the poll.
send me that flyer. I have a group of senior citizens that I communicate with. Those are friends, close friends, family, my mom, my auntie. I call them my golden girls. So I need to get that to my golden girls so that they know who to vote for.
They're asking churches and to make sure seniors get to the polls.
There's also a get out and vote event tomorrow at New Birth.
Who you said? Yeah, get out. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got to get out to vote tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. I'll be
there. It was
there.
supposed to be last Thursday, but it because of the weather.
The storm. Oh, one more thing. Make sure whether you're a member of the South Day NAACP or the Miami-Dade branch of the NAACP, next month in November, we have internal elections. I'm shameless plug. I'm running for vice president again, first vice president of South Day. So if your membership is in South Day, vote for your girl. I'm here. I do the work. I don't talk about it. I am about it. Check my record.
All right, y'all. I was tired. I've had a day today.
You be talking about
the premiere of Sisters is on, so I gotta go too.
I had to implement.
Season 8 of Sisters is on right now, and I need to know who stabbed Gary.
You know what? I can't with you. I'm tired. I had to do start a mentor program at this elementary school this morning. So I was there this morning before I went into work. Did work. Came. You know what?
Oh, you went to your black job, amen.
I got a black job.
My God, I had a black job.
And these folks trying to get me back in the school system. I'm like, oh, pray about it. But yeah, I did that today. At this elementary school way out west, child. Coconut Creek. Jesus. 45 minute
keep us in prayer. Keep us in prayer. Bargaining session number 8, United Teachers Today, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, going down tomorrow on Biscayne Boulevard at 9 a.m.
All right, we'll keep y'all lifted up.
Wear your pink, so don't be talking about you wore pink twice this week. Wear pink again.
Listen, I only own about 2 or 3 pink shirts.
Wash it
out. You know how your mama taught you to go in there.
Get some
soap and wash it out, and then wring it out, and then hang it up.
You want me to kiss you? Want me to rinse it out?
Make sure you get the underarms. Make sure you get the underarms real good. Put a lot of soap under the underarms and dress the underarm right there and wring it out and then hang it up. You'll be good.
What's that shirt you have on and wear tomorrow?
Press it tomorrow. Press it.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All you people done seen me. They be talking about me. You know she had on that last night on the broadcast. No, ma'am.
I would be one of them. I was like, didn't people just have that shirt on the other day?
Listen,
you know what? See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I gotta go. Hey, y'all. Listen. All right. Love y'all. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. All right, y'all. Been locked into the South Florida Live podcast. Y'all knows my host, my co-host is Dr. Joy Jackson and TaNika Bennett. Always has been a pleasure you guys joining us on this evening. Thank you so much for those that join us. Thank you for your comments. Ms. Camilla, thank you for your comments. We just all here trying to learn and do better and get better about things. So God bless you. God keep you. Hey, y'all, I'll pray for you. Y'all, please keep praying for me, and we're going to watch God change things. God bless you.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.